Most people don't talk about the emptiness of material things enough. I can relate to a lot of feelings when it comes to getting a material thing that I wanted, whether it be clothing, jewelry, anything. And for about 3 seconds, that thing that you just purchased with all that money is very cool, until you see something else. And I think that's an inner emptiness. I feel like it is a sign that the material things really don't matter. Sure, you can have nice things, but what you're ultimately going to leave the world with is the way you treat others and the impact that you have on everybody else. Buying that nice watch ain't gonna change nothing. It's just gonna make you someone with a nice watch on. There are thousands, if not millions, of other people who are just like you with nice watches on. Oftentimes, we look more at the exterior than the interior. We look on the outside of somebody, think, oh, that person's beautiful, blah, 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 blah. And on the inside, they're just an ugly individual and a bad human being. And I don't want to call anyone a bad person. After all, none of us are perfect. But for the sake of the lesson, that's the explanation. But then we could look at another person on the exterior that doesn't look like they have all those material things. And we're like, I don't really want to be around them. Yada, yada, yada. Give me some hand sanitizer. And it's just really, really disgusting that we think that way. I actually think it's inconsistent. Because ironically, it's usually the people who have all these things that are tarnished on the inside. That can even go into another bigger lesson, because most people that have a lot know the price of everything but don't know the value of anything. And most people who may not have as much know the value of a lot of things, but they're not concerned about the price of anything. It's just so much that goes into this lesson and discussion, and I feel like a lot of people have to really look inside themselves and look inside of other people when considering the way they move about their lives. I just think it's a thought you should put in your head. I'm not saying you should change the way you move or anything like that. But anytime you see somebody who doesn't have or does have, and you go up to them and let that determine the outside by that, let the outside determine your actions, I think you should really think about what I'm asking you to think about or what I'm telling you right now. Because we do a lot of prejudging based on the outside of somebody's appearance, oftentimes overlooking who that person could be on the inside. And that is something that is inconsistent. That is something that gets us in a lot of trouble. And that is something that ultimately ends up being biased and untrue. So yeah, a little something for you to think about.